Hello, it's Anthony, clearly in the sun, forgive the squint. I'm going to be talking to you about how stress affects the thyroid hormone. So let's remind ourselves, the thyroid hormone operates on a negative feedback loop with the amount of thyroid hormone in the bloodstream affecting the hypothalamus, which then controls the pituitary, which then regulates what the thyroid outputs. And that is referred to as the hypothalamic pituitary thyroid axis, so the HPT or the HPTA. So that's that. Stress, on the other hand, can have a negative impact on thyroid hormones, and many studies show that there's lower levels of T4 and T3 in individuals who do have stress or elevated levels of cortisol, the major stress hormone. So how does this work? I looked into it, and I discovered it was a lesson about enzymes. The deiodinase enzymes, effectively that convert T4 to T3 or T4 to reverse T3, are D1, D2 and D3. D1 operates peripherally in the body. D2 works in the body and in the brain, near the pituitary, and D3 effectively works peripherally. And D3 converts T4 to reverse T3, not desirable. So what studies have shown is that stress actually has a different impact on these deiodinase enzymes, and that determines the impact that it has on our thyroid hormone. Stress lowers D1 activity, which operates peripherally, so we have a lower level of T4 and T3 in our cells as a result in our body. However, stress increases the level of D2, which increases the conversion of T4 to T3 in the pituitary. So the pituitary goes, oh, I've got enough T3, and it lowers TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, thereby actually resulting in a lower output of T4, and less of that will be converted to T3. So you can have a lower level of TSH in spite of the fact you've got low cell levels of T3, or low circulating levels as well of T3. So it's a contradictory factor. But again, what is the reason for that? Philosophically, it's probably got to do with the conservation of energy in an unpredictable environment. So that's what stress effectively is. There's also two more mechanisms, in fact, that can have a negative impact on our thyroid hormone when it comes to stress. Molecules of inflammation can be increased in stress, even though cortisol is a powerful anti-inflammatory. And these molecules are called cytokines. Interleukin 1, interleukin 6, TNF-alpha and CRP all have a similar effect on the enzymes of stress. So it upregulates D2 in the pituitary, resulting in a lower TSH, and downregulates the activity of D1 deiodinase, resulting in lower T4 and T3. And so inflammation can skew that. So you can have a low TSH and low T3, and that's one of the reasons. So stress and inflammation can do that. And the last reason why stress may adversely affect our thyroid hormone function is that it has a negative impact on the transporters of T4 and T3 into the cell. It seems that stress has a bigger effect on T4 transporter than T3 transporter, but nonetheless it results in too low a level of T4 in the cell. So there we have it. It's complex. It's something that so many millions of people can experience, and there's this specific mechanisms. So thanks to modern technology and modern science, we now understand that it's all to do with the deiodinase enzymes mostly, and the molecules of inflammation can have an impact on that as well, and also stress can have an impact on the transporters, but that's probably less likely to be the factor that influences your thyroid hormones the most. So there we have it. It's complex, but it's something that happens in everyone to some degree or other. I hope that's taught you something, and we now know more about why stress can lower our thyroid hormone function. Thanks for watching.